Moses Sports here, and today I'm bringing you my first NFL mock draft. Now, this is going to consist of every first round pick of the NFL draft in the order that it is. So, I will not be doing trades in this draft. I will simply just pick from where I am. And I do believe in these guys being selected not only in the first round, but by these specific teams. Now, without a further ado, let's get started. With the first overall pick, the Cincinnati Bengals select quarterback Joe Burrow out of LSU. There is no doubt in my mind that the Bengals will not choose anyone over Burrow. Burrow is their quarterback, and this is the guy they're going to pick first overall in this draft. With the second overall pick, the Washington Redskins select edge rusher Chase Young out of Ohio State. He is the best player in this draft, even better than Burrow. But the Redskins will take the best player available. The Bengals needed to take the best quarterback available. And now, with this edge rusher, I believe can fix the Washington defense so they can get more chances to Dwayne Haskins and his offense. With the third overall pick, the Detroit Lions select cornerback Jeffrey Okudah out of Ohio State. One of the positions they need to fix up in Detroit is their secondary. And I believe Jeffrey is one of the best corners in this draft, and I believe that the Lions will put him to good use in the 2020 NFL season. With the fourth overall pick, the New York Giants select wide receiver Jerry Jeudy out of Alabama. The Giants need to give more weapons to their sophomore quarterback Daniel Jones by giving him more receivers that will improve that offense in 2020. Even though the Giants should have a bit more help on the offensive line, I think getting a receiver in the draft and some offensive linemen in the free agency, I think that will help out the Giants a lot this year. With the fifth overall pick, the Miami Dolphins select quarterback Tua Tagovailoa out of Alabama. The Dolphins need a quarterback, and this one's the best available. Yes, even over Justin Herbert. But the difference between Tua and Herbert is that Tua got injured this year. And Herbert might be a better quarterback, but I have Herbert being taken by another team in the later rounds. Why? Because I don't think that teams will start selecting quarterbacks in the first round. They'll probably start picking some offensive line, defensive line, some linebackers and defensive players over quarterbacks. And I think Tua is the one that the Dolphins will be selecting and will be put right behind Ryan Fitzpatrick and later in the future to become their franchise quarterback. With the sixth overall pick, the Los Angeles Chargers select offensive tackle Jedrick Wills out of Alabama. The Chargers need to improve the O-line to protect their quarterback, either Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers, or anyone else who's in that pocket will need to be protected at all costs, and I think Jedrick will help out that offensive line in Los Angeles. With the seventh overall pick, the Carolina Panthers select interior defensive lineman Derek Brown out of Auburn. The Panthers need to help out their interior run stop, and I think this guy will be the best pick available for the Carolina Panthers, especially in the defensive line. With the eighth overall pick, the Arizona Cardinals select cornerback Christian Fulton out of LSU. They need to help out Patrick Peterson in the secondary, and especially with those passing game that the receivers of Seattle, San Francisco, and Los Angeles have, just to name a few, Tyler Lockett, Cooper Kupp, and Deebo Samuels will be giving a lot of difficulty to that secondary of Arizona. And I think adding another secondary player, whether it's a corner or safety, will help them out. With the ninth overall pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars select wide receiver CeeDee Lamb out of Oklahoma. One of the things they need is wide receiver. I think their offensive line should be able to protect Nick Foles, Gardner Minshew, or whoever else is in that pocket next year. But they will be improving their offensive line in the free agency frenzy and in the later rounds of the draft. So I think a wide receiver should be what should give Jacksonville some help in the passing. With the 10th overall pick, the Cleveland Browns select offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs out of Iowa. One of the things the Browns need is to protect Baker Mayfield so he can be able to find some open receivers downfield, give him some more time. And one of the best offensive linemen available is Tristan Wirfs. And I believe the Iowa product will be a great fit in Cleveland. With the 11th overall pick, the New York Jets select wide receiver Henry Ruggs III out of Alabama. The Jets need to improve their receiving game, and the best receiver available in this draft currently would be Henry Ruggs. And due to Jerry Judy and CeeDee Lamb no longer available, I think they should be selecting this guy so Sam Darnold can have some more receivers to throw to. With the 12th overall pick, the Las Vegas Raiders select linebacker Isaiah Simmons out of Clemson. One of the things the Raiders need is to improve that defense, especially in the pass rushing, who was originally supposed to be Khalil Mack, but after the trade with the Bears, that kind of screwed the Raiders a bit. But I do believe Isaiah Simmons could be a good replacement for Khalil Mack. With the 13th overall pick, Indianapolis Colts select interior defensive lineman Javon Kinlaw out of South Carolina. The Colts have a good defense led by Darius Leonard, but this guy can improve the run stop, which is one of the things that killed the Colts last year. And I believe in this guy's ability to improve over the defensive run stop in Indianapolis. With the 14th overall pick, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select edge rusher A.J. Epinesa out of Iowa. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers need an edge rusher. I know they also need a quarterback, as Jameis Winston might not be the answer in Tampa. But Jordan Love and Justin Herbert can be taken later rounds, so we can wait for them. But for right now, edge rusher is one of the things the Bucs need to fix now. With the 15th overall pick, the Denver Broncos select offensive tackle Andrew Thomas out of Georgia. One of the things Denver has already is a QB in the future. His name is Drew Lock, and now it's time to protect that QB by fixing the offensive line. Adding Thomas will be a good addition for the Denver Broncos in 2020. With the 16th overall pick, the Atlanta Falcons select edge rusher K'Lavon Chaisson out of LSU. They need an upgrade in the pass rushing. And since one of their defensive players is some of them, especially one such as Vic Beasley might be leaving in free agency, I think getting a new edge rusher should help out the Falcons this year. With the 17th overall pick, the Dallas Cowboys select safety Xavier McKinney out of Alabama. The Cowboys need to start working on their defensive backs, especially the safeties. I know Byron Jones is there, and I know Byron Jones is a good safety, but you gotta add another one just to be secure in the safety position. With the 18th overall pick, from the Pittsburgh Steelers to the Miami Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins select offensive tackle Mekhi Becton out of LSU. Already got their QB of the future with the 5th overall pick. Now get someone to protect that QB so Tua can be their franchise quarterback for the future. With the 19th overall pick, from Chicago to Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Raiders select wide receiver Laviska Shenault Jr. out of Colorado. The Raiders went bust when Antonio Brown after trading for him last year. I believe they need more help in the receiving game, and what better way to help out Derek Carr by giving him more weapons for 2020. Of course, fixing that O-line is key to winning as well, but they should get a new wide receiver, especially since they went Bucky Brown and they didn't have a decent receiving game. With the 20th overall pick from Los Angeles to Jacksonville, the Jacksonville Jaguars select cornerback Trevon Diggs out of Alabama. They lost Ramsey this year due to a trade with the Los Angeles Rams, and now they need to improve their secondary now that Ramsey is gone and in Los Angeles. And picking Diggs is one of the best things the Jaguars can do in the draft. With the 21st overall pick, the Philadelphia Eagles select cornerback C.J. Henderson out of Florida. They need help in the secondary. This is so they can give less chances to that offense on the opposing team and more to the Carson Wentz-led offense. With the 22nd overall pick, the Buffalo Bills select edge rusher Yetur Gross-Matos out of Penn State. Buffalo has a good defense and they got a good offense, but their defense gives up too much points to opposing teams, and it showed with the playoff game against the Texans after they blew a 16-point lead. With the 23rd overall pick, the New England Patriots select edge rusher Terrell Lewis out of Alabama. The Patriots will most likely lose Tom Brady, but Tom Brady is not what wins the games for the Patriots, because Bill Belichick has been proven to win without Brady. 3-1 with both Garoppolo and Brissett when Brady was suspended for the Deflategate, and when he was injured in 2008, I believe, he went 11-5 with Matt Castle as the starting quarterback. So I believe they don't need help at quarterback, and can Stidham possibly lead them just like Tom Brady has. And this guy's younger and more agile than Brady, so there's an edge as well. So they'll rather help out their defense with an edge rusher. With the 24th overall pick, the New Orleans Saints select interior defensive lineman Neville Gallimore out of Oklahoma. They got themselves two great defensive ends in Cameron Jordan and Marcus Davenport to help out in the run stop and in the pass rushing game. But that's why they need to pick Gallimore, because what if they can actually do better with another great run stopper in Gallimore? And that's why I think Gallimore will be the 24th overall pick to the Saints. With the 25th overall pick, the Minnesota Vikings select linebacker Kenneth Murray out of Oklahoma. One of the greatest linebackers in this draft, I believe. And he's going to be alongside some linebackers such as Anthony Barr and Michael Kendricks up there in Minnesota. So he's going to have a good season in Minnesota if the Vikings draft him with the 25th overall pick, which I am predicting they will do. With the 26th overall pick, from Houston to Miami, the Miami Dolphins select edge rusher Julian Okwara out of Notre Dame. They need help on the defensive side of the field as well. In the pass rushing game, and someone that can take out a quarterback, that's what they need. And Okwara has been one of the best in going for the quarterback. With the 27th overall pick, the Seattle Seahawks select wide receiver T. Higgins out of Clemson. They got two good receivers in Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. Add another one. It's going to be a good situation for Russell Wilson, getting more targets downfield and possibly getting them another Super Bowl appearance and title. With the 28th overall pick, the Baltimore Ravens select wide receiver Jalen Reagor out of TCU. Marquise Brown is one of the greatest receivers right now in this league. Considered one, behind Michael Thomas, of course, and Mike Evans being two elite receivers in the league. But Marquise is not far behind. So why not add another receiver to help out Lamar Jackson so he can throw some more next season? As we've seen this year, Lamar is not a running back. With the 29th overall pick, the Tennessee Titans select interior defensive lineman Raekwon Davis out of Alabama. One of the things they need to do is work on that run stop. And one of the best guys available right now is Raekwon Davis. And this, of course, the Titans might select a quarterback this year, as Ryan Tannehill might not be the answer for the long run. But Tannehill has proven himself, so he'll most likely start next year. But they can also get a quarterback in the later rounds, such as Jordan Love or Justin Herbert. With the 30th overall pick, the Green Bay Packers select linebacker Patrick Queen out of LSU. The Packers have a good defense and a good offense, so let's go and improve that defense so we can give more chances to Aaron Rodgers. And I think Patrick Queen is one of the best fits for Green Bay in this draft. With the 31st overall pick, the San Francisco 49ers select Jeff Gallavy out of TCU, one of the best secondary players in this draft. Well, that would be picked in the later rounds. Should go help San Francisco, especially because some of their secondary players got burnt in the Super Bowl, such as Richard Sherman, who got burnt by Sammy Watkins on a pass that led to a comeback win for the Kansas City Chiefs. So this is going to be helping the 49ers in that perspective. With the 32nd overall pick, the Kansas City Chiefs select running back Jonathan Taylor out of Wisconsin. Kansas City should get another running back to pair up with Damian Williams, who was in the run for Super Bowl MVP last Sunday, but lost out due to Patrick Mahomes being a very good quarterback. I mean, he did have 2 touchdowns in the game, but 1 receiving, 1 rushing, and he actually gave a very good TD for Kansas City to win it in the comeback win in the Super Bowl. Well, guys, that was this video. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Comment and tweet me video ideas, and I'll shout you out in the next video if I use it. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.